Hello. Hello. I'll give this a second. Hey, Mom. Hello. Hi to everyone joining. So, my mother, Sinful Scrubs, requested that I do a scope of me spinning. So, today I actually really didn't feel like knitting. Hi. Today I really didn't really feel like knitting anyways. The sun is like shining right in my face. Sorry, hold on, wait, let me zoom. So I decided I was gonna spin. Hey Colleen, Jackie Stitches, hello. So here we go. I'm spinning today on my sidekick. I'm home. I don't have Becca with me today, unfortunately. But so I'm gonna flip this around. This is my sidekick. I like my slippers. I am spinning Into the World's, I was part of their classic and luxury fiber club. So this is BFL. Thank you. So me and Becca were watching Jaclyn Hill makeup tutorials yesterday. So I decided I would try it, but like seriously, what took her 20 minutes took me 3 hours. But I didn't have anything to do today anyways. So this is the BFL. 100% BFL, and it's Eureka. I love the blues and the browns, so this one's Into the World. I split the braid because I kind of want a barber pole. I think it's going to look pretty. So I've already done half of it, and that's the other half. I love this little basket. I got this at Maryland Sheep and Wool. There's a basket maker there. They're handmade, and it's perfect because it just clips on and it holds my fiber. And a lot of the times, like if I have a loop bump even, I'll just stick the loop bump in there and spin out of the basket because it's really not that far. So here we go. I'm not familiar with ratios, but I got the bigger whorl, and the reason why is the sidekick comes with this one, and then it comes with a smaller one. And I had an Ashford Traveler before, the one that I sold, and I found that the ratio wasn't comparable, and I had already started this particular fiber on the Ashford. Half of it I spun before I sold it, so I had to get, this is called their Slow Whirl. And this is the one that is comparable to the Ashford bobbin. So that's where I'm trying to match it up. All right, and I'm gonna prop this. I'm gonna flip it back. I'm gonna prop this over here. So I don't have like a rhyme or reason to my spinning. I just spin and do what works. I split it so I am kind of pre-drafting it a little bit to make it easier to feed in. So I'm pulling it apart just a little bit to kind of make it easy. It's turning out that I happen to like Navajo plying a lot, especially because a lot of my loop bumps and stuff are self-striping, so I try to keep the colors. With this one, even with me just two-plying it, I keep getting worsted weights. So I got to take the ratio down, but on this swirl that I'm using, I end up with, if I three-ply it, it's a worsted weight, and if I two-ply it, it's almost a worsted. It's like a light worsted. So I really love DK weights and sport weights, and I'm trying to aim to do that. And also I need to start learning how to spin thinner so that I could start doing fingering weights, because I'd really like my loop bumps and stuff to be shawls and to go far. So I need to practice spinning on the smaller ratios and getting my yarn a little thinner here. But see, this is how it's done, Mom. Sit here and watch television and feed it through. And unlike the road bug that I was spinning on yesterday, hear how quiet this is? Well, you didn't hear me yesterday on the road bug, but this is really quiet. I love this wheel so much. And I also love how it's like perfect height with my knees. So it's really comfortable to just kind of do that. I know on my Ashford, I like that one as well. Really wish I could have kept them all. But to make room for funds, I had to choose one or the other. I couldn't have them both, but I did like the Ashford Traveler a lot. And it was a little bit higher, so it was also comfortable. But yeah, with the road bug, it's a little different because you're spinning on an angle downwards, and you're kind of got like a lot of the fiber here. You can kind of stay close if you wanted to. But I like to try to keep it even, so I control it as much as possible with my fingers. Hey, Amy. I control it as much as possible with my fingers, so I don't like do long draw or anything. I kind of just spin on the wheel the same way that I spin on a spindle, really, and just feeding it in a little at a time. And it seems to have, it works out all well for me. Hey, we could FaceTime later and knit. Yeah, so here we go, that's all. I have considered getting a woolly winder, but we found that, and Amy can help me out with this one. So if you do get the Woolly Winder, not only do you basically can't use the Woolly Winder with your own bobbins. You have to use it with their bobbins. So you buy the Woolly Winder, and then you also have to go and now start also putting out the money. I think the Woolly Winder is $300 to start with, and then you have to put out the money to buy their bobbins. And what the Woolly Winder does, for those who don't know, is on, let me move this here. So if you see on my wheel, yeah, it is a rabbit hole. So if you see on my wheel, I have hooks on the two sides. And this is pretty cool because on the Ashford, it didn't work this way. But I really like how it's got the hooks on the both sides. My Ashford had hooks, one on each side. So you alternate and you move it. So I've already done a little bit here trying to keep it even. So then I'm going to move over onto this one, and it's going to wind it up and make it even. Thanks, Mom. But with the Woolly Winder, it's this contraption that it's plastic on both sides. It's got like a mechanism in it where the hook moves just evenly back and forth on the wheel, so you never have to stop on the bobbin. You never have to stop and switch it over like I'm doing here. I really wanted it, but I don't know, like for right now, it wasn't just the $300, it's the extra bobbins. And I did want to get like the jumbo one so that I could fit more on. But with that, you also have, Amy, this has got, I feel like this is what it was. You have to have the attachment for the sidekick, right? To hold the bigger bobbin to start, right? So you can't even get the large Woolly Winder if you don't have the attachment that allows you from shocked to use the jumbo bobbins. So that's another expense. So as of right now, no Woolly Winder for me. I won't be lazy and impatient, and I'll switch it over myself. It's not that big a deal. It would be nice to just sit here and spin without ever having to stop and worry about it. But you know, you gotta choose what you want. $300 on a Woolly Winder or $300 in fiber and yarn. Kind of a no-brainer for me right now. Yeah. Yep. So I'm not gonna do that right yet, but it's in my future. I love this wheel. Amy has multiple wheels. Becca has multiple wheels. I kind of want like a wheel that looks more antique. Becca's got me jealous because Becca, I think she's gonna do a scope again soon showing all her antique wheels. She goes on Craigslist and she goes on eBay and she rescues, it's like spinning wheel rescue. She rescues spinning wheels that are old and damaged and broken, and her husband is a woodworker and he fixes them for her. So it works for her in the sense that if she needs an extra bobbin for a special spinning wheel because a small one or whatever, or they're not manufactured or they're antique or not in production anymore, he could just make one for her. For me, I don't have that luxury. I could try to make him make one for me, but I'm not sure that I could put him to work like that. For me, I'm not his wife. But I do want a spinning wheel. She has this one that looks like it's straight out of Sleeping Beauty. And Sleeping Beauty is hands down my absolute favorite classic Disney movie. It has always been my favorite because it has, I love fantasy, and it's just your 100% pure fantasy, fairies, dragons, prince. Yes, this is my daughter, Brenna. She's in her Anna dress.
Mommy.
What?
I was playing that game, and then I would try to cut the potato, and then it went back home, and the games or movies or stories won't work anymore.
Okay, well, I have my iPad here, so you can't have it, so you're just going to have to go to your room for a little bit until I'm done. See, I'm talking to people on my phone, so you go ahead and go upstairs. I'll fix it.
Mama.
All right, well, she's going to watch. If you're going to watch, you got to be quiet, though.
Okay.
All right, so, yeah. So, I want one that looks like an antique spinning wheel, even if it's not. I know, right? So, I'm thinking, like, one of these days, I thought the Kromsky Minstrel, I think that's what it is, in, like, the dark wood finish. I feel like that one kind of looks like it's vintage or ancient, antique, and I'd like to have one of those. Get off. You're going to ruin the camera.
Mama,
so, no, we're not talking. She wants to say hi. Say hi real quick.
Hi.
See, she made me lose my train of thought. So yeah, antique vintage spinning wheel. But my heart really is set on a Golding. I do not own any Golding spindles, and the reason for that is I prefer supported spindling over drop spinning. So I don't have a Golding, but I did see that they make Golding spinning wheels. My friend Shannon does have one. I think hers was a couple thousand, but of course I have to want, I know she is big. She's going to be 5 in May. I have to want the Celtic Golding that I think is around $8,000. So needless to say, that's in the far future before my husband's going to let me drop $8,000 on a spinning wheel. But they are absolutely gorgeous. I love all things Irish and Celtic. Yeah, they are so beautiful. I'm learning Irish. Yes, it's a language. It's a language. It's not Gaelic. It's actually Irish. I just am fascinated with their culture. I always have been. So for me, the Celtic Golding spinning wheel would be amazing, and I want to go to Ireland. Speaking of, if anyone wants to go on an Irish knitting cruise, I'm down. Just saying. I would love to do that. So I'm not going to have you watching me. I know, and I love like the inlay. We'll have to do that. We'll have to go on an Irish knitting cruise. I'm not going to have you watch me spin like all freaking afternoon, but I do want to show you something that I bought. So Instagram is like the biggest enabler ever, and I love, if you buy something on Periscope, or if you Periscope, or even if you don't Periscope, if you buy something, Periscope it, because I love to buy yarn, and I always get enabled, and that's why I do it to you. So someone posted this yarn in a different kind of color scheme, and I had to have it. Opal did this. I don't know what it says because it's German, I think. Don't. But look at these colors, and it's sparkly. I mean, it's rainbow. Yeah, I love it. I think it was, I got it online. I think it was like, yeah, Yarn Crush much. I think it was like 20 bucks or something, but back up, kiddo. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of, Rainbow Bright. And hers was kind of had more blues. It was more blue-purple scheme, and I went to buy it, and when I saw this one, I was like, oh my God. So, rainbow knee highs, and that's supposed to be how it like knits up right there with like a kind of like just blending into each other. So excited. I love that I've done the living room the way that I have now, because I sit here and I look at all this yarn and I'm like, I can make this and I can make that. And we know that I'm not gonna, not anytime soon, but I still like it. So, all right, well, Brenna, say goodbye.
Bye.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Was she watching?